Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sunday Storyteller Club. I'm Théo Mahy-Ma-Somga and today we are talking about the lie of freedom. Why doing whatever you want is not liberation. You say you want freedom, but what you really want is escape. Escape from pressure, escape from judgment, escape from responsibility disguised as structure. You call it freedom because it sounds noble, but what you really crave is relief. Freedom has become the highest currency of our time. Walk from anywhere. Be your own boss. Live on your own terms. The slogans sound empowering, but they hide a paradox. Because once you get everything you ask for, time, autonomy, space, something unexpected happens. The emptiness gets louder. Absolute freedom feels good for a week, then it starts to rot. Here's what most people forget. The human brain doesn't thrive in limitless space. It needs boundaries, it needs friction, it needs resistance to grow. A muscle without weight becomes weak. A life without constraint becomes hollow. Psychologically, freedom without structure triggers anxiety, not peace. Too many options, too few anchors, that's chaos, not liberation. That's why monks live inside monasteries, artists inside disciplines, athletes inside rules. Because form creates focus. Somewhere along the way, freedom turned into consumption. I can choose anything. I can say anything. I can be anything. Choose multiplied, meaning collapse. The more options we have, the less we feel in control. That's not freedom, that's fatigue. We built a culture obsessed with options and allergic to commitment. Because commitment feels like captivity to people who have confused pleasure with purpose. When people say I just want freedom, what they usually mean is I want to stop feeling trapped by myself. They don't need freedom from systems, they need freedom from their own avoidance. The modern mind wants outcomes without ownership. It wants to quit when it gets hard and call it evolution. But the inability to stay is not transformation, it's impatience dressed as wisdom. True growth doesn't require escape, it requires endurance. The Stoics made a distinction. Freedom is mastery over desire. License is indulgence in it. One expands your capacity, the other erodes it. When you do whatever you want, you don't become free, you become addicted. Addicted to novelty, to stimulation, to the illusion of control. Freedom without direction turns into slavery to impulse. Even the system knows this. That's why modern capitalism sells freedom like a product. Freedom of choice, freedom to consume, freedom to unsubscribe. Every brand learned one thing. People will pay anything to feel unchained, even if the chain is invisible. We don't buy things anymore, we buy the feeling of autonomy. The irony is, we are more predictable than ever. The free consumer is just the easiest to manipulate. Here's the hard truth. The freest people you will ever meet are the most disciplined. Writers with strict routines, athletes with punishing schedules, leaders who operate inside systems they designed. They don't chase freedom, they build structure that multiplies it. Because structure is not control, it's concentration. Boundaries don't limit freedom, they amplify it. Imagine standing in front of a vast field with no path, no map, no horizon. That's what absolute freedom feels like. You can walk anywhere, but you will go nowhere. Direction gives freedom its meaning. Without it, freedom collapses into drift. That's why the most dangerous prison is the one that looks like an open world. Founders, creators, visionaries, they all start chasing freedom. I will build my own company. I will control my schedule. I will design my life. But eventually they realize freedom is a weight. Every decision now depends on them. Every mistake, every win, every delay. And so they start craving what they escape from: order. Leadership isn't the rejection of control. It's the mastery of it. Real freedom begins when you build an inner system strong enough to hold your chaos. The discipline to say no, the courage to stay when it's uncertain, and the awareness to not be owned by impulses. That's self-government, the truest form of democracy, one vote at a time, inside your own mind. So what is freedom really? It's not quitting a job. It's knowing who you are when you work out. It's not avoiding rules. It's writing them consciously. It's not rejecting authority. It's becoming your own. Freedom is not about doing whatever you want. It's about wanting what you have chosen and living it fully. The lie of freedom is that it promises lightness. The truth of freedom is that it demands weight. You carry your choices. You own your time. You bear your meaning. That's the cost and the privilege of being free. This was the Sunday Storyteller Club. Thank you for listening. I'm Théo Mahy-Ma-Somga. And before you leave, think about it. Don't run from structure. Shape it. Because the only kind of freedom that lasts is the one you build on purpose. Take care. Until next time.